Good morning, beautiful souls. Now, you know I would come here to talk about the He Gets Us commercials last night, and trust me, I had the same reaction you did. But I want you to think about something. Those commercials are not there to change our mind. They know we see through the hypocrisy. They know we know. They are the source of all the anti-LGBTQIA plus legislation. We know that Hobby Lobby is funding anti-LGBTQIA plus legislation. We know that they're the ones that are causing all of these radical laws against abortion. We know all this. Those commercials are intended for Christians. Now, if you go out and just go spend a few minutes out in TikTok land and look at how many evangelical Christians don't like those commercials. They're flat out telling you that's not Jesus. Jesus never washed the feet of sinners. They're going off on them. This is about a rebranding to the moderate Christian, because they know that they're out in progressive Christian land. There are people who don't know what to do, who don't know who to vote for, and they're pulling on that white Savior Jesus heartstrings in order to try to get their vote, because they know in order for them to continue this Christian nationalist agenda, they're going to need their vote. Now, watch this video and we'll talk more about it.
An underground religious organization spent millions of dollars on a Super Bowl commercial as a part of a larger PR campaign to change the public perception of Christians. We're all just minding our own business, watching Taylor Swift's boyfriend try to win the big game, and suddenly we're watching a commercial about people cleaning other people's feet. The Servant Foundation, or the Signatory, is responsible for the He Gets Us campaign. The multi-year campaign has ties to Hobby Lobby, as the CEO founder David Green has donated upwards of $100 million to the organization, because far-right conservative evangelicals realize that they have a real image problem in Jesus nowadays. So they're like, cool, we're going to take what the actual Jesus did, which was be loving and kind to all human beings, and we're just going to push that in our campaign, and we're going to make you forget about all the bad things we're doing in the name of religion. Jesus loved thy neighbor. Can't we be the same? So, of course, people watching it are like, oh, how refreshing. What a cool take. Finally, religion that gets it. Y'all, even my husband walked in and was like, well, I just saw this commercial. That was really well done. And I was like, yeah, it's a PR move to change public perception about Christians. Remember that Hobby Lobby went to the Supreme Court so they wouldn't have to pay for contraceptives for their employees under the insurance plan, and made a big fuss over bathrooms and gender. Over the next 3 years, they plan to spend $1 billion on this campaign reshaping public perception of Christians. $1 billion. Do you know how many people that could feed? How many people that could house? These people are anti-LGBTQ. They're anti-autonomy for women. They're anti all the things that Jesus would have supported. But they know if they hire a clever PR consultant and they wrap it up in a really pretty commercial that they play during the Super Bowl, that maybe they can bring people over to their side. But instead, it's really giving this. And quite frankly, if churches can afford Super Bowl commercials, why are we not taxing them? Anyone? No? Okay. These are the same people who spent 30 plus years trying to get conservative Supreme Court justices on the bench. They are mega wealthy and they have tremendous influence, and they will do whatever it takes to return this country to a more traditional way, a conservative way of living.
Now, I have Casey's video tagged below, as well as the one that I did last year calling out the He Gets Us campaign. But here's something I want you to remember. Nobody is better at gaslighting, at marketing, rebranding, at hiding their racist, homophobic, transphobic, misogynistic agenda than the evangelical Christian. It's behind the movement of the modern American Christianity that created this non-denominational phase, that created this modern feel to the church. That, you know, that's when you put the pastor in jeans and you put a rock band and a smokes machine on stage and you black out all the sanctuary windows and you pretend like it's got this modern feel. Just ask them to baptize your gay son. Just ask them to officiate a same-sex marriage. They're not going to do that because that toxic theology is hiding behind the curtains, and that's exactly what's behind this campaign. But like I said, even though you're hearing all this stuff about the Christian nationalist agenda and how many of the evangelical Christians are going to vote for Trump, I believe that without the moderate Christians, the ones who are sitting on the fence, the ones who are still sitting in the pews in those progressive churches, they will not win. So that's who they're for, and that's why it needs to be called out. And yes, churches need to be taxed. Stay awake, use your voice, and vote.